This is the Samsung QN90B, and on this video we're going to do a full review of all the most important features as well as some picture tests, and I'm going to show you guys what to expect if you've been thinking about buying this television. Now we'll tell you that this is a mini LED, has a VA panel, has all kind of really enhanced features, so on this video I'm going to show you guys some of that as well. I'm techsteve, sit back and relax, let's get started. Before we get started, I just want to show you guys what the colors look like on this QN90B. I will tell you that it's very detailed, the colors are rich, it's very bright, and you're going to be happy with the contrast levels as well. And that's mainly because they did set this TV up with not only enhanced contrast adjustment, plus it does have what they call ultimate UHD dimming, and that's going to allow this television to give you more control over the black levels, and the fact that it's a VA panel is definitely going to help out as well. Now, I will tell you that I looked it up and it's hard to find any data on this TV as of yet, but last year's model had about 442 local dimming zones on the 50-inch model, and when it comes up to the 85-inch, you're looking over 700 local dimming zones. So it looks like they're setting these TVs up to be adjusted according to what size you get to have more control over the screen that you buy. Additional to that, it has quantum matrix technology that's going to enhance the black levels and make everything in the scene much brighter with the mini LED backlights. When it comes to the processor, they're still using the Neo Quantum that they used last year. However, there are a few more enhancements that they did program into the software, so this TV has a few more features than the last year model. The color of the TV is satin black, and I will tell you with this Neo Slim design, I think the TV looks very premium, especially if you put it on the wall. At the bottom of the TV, you'll find a bin plate, which is sand black, and this piece is very heavy. However, it holds up the TV and it doesn't wobble too much. And just in case you're wondering, most sound bars can fit below this television in that groove. As you can see right here, I have a Bose TV speaker and it fits just fine. Looking at the QN90B from the side view, you can tell that it's extremely thin, and that's thanks to the mini LED technology. Now, even though it has this stealthy look, one thing I noticed, once you start adding a lot of cables to it, it's going to be a mess back there. So I wish they put in some type of wire maintenance to make sure everything looked clean, especially being a higher end television on the market. Now, just like last year's model, they still have the Samsung logo here at the bottom, and it has a button below it so you can get to some basic menu systems. And you're going to get access to your power, your channels up and down, your volume up and down, as well as the source. So you definitely don't want to lose this remote control, because without this, you won't have access to a lot of features on the television. Now, speaking of the remote control, this is a Samsung One remote where it's very basic in design. However, it does have some powerful features. On the front of it, you're going to find your voice controls, you're going to find your home button, as well as your volume up and down, your channel up and down, and some hotkeys. And if you look at the back of the remote control, it does have a solar panel to power up the remote control. And just in case you don't have sunlight, you can plug it in with a USB-C connection, and that allows you to connect it to any USB source so you can charge it. Now, one thing about this remote control that you can do that a lot of people don't know is that you can see the battery life, because there's no indicator on it. And since it is solar powered, how do you know when the battery gets low? All you would have to do is go into your settings on the television, click on power and energy savings, and at the bottom of the screen, you're going to see your remote control, and they'll show you the battery life so you'll know if it needs a charge or if you're good to go. So now let's take a look at the back of the television and the inputs. To me, the TV looks very premium, it's smooth in its design, and it has these ridges in it to make sure that the base is sturdy so you can easily mount it and have peace of mind that it's not going to fall apart. You can easily mount it on the wall thanks to the bezel mounts. As you can see, there's 4 holes right here. However, the mount will vary according to what size television you get. Keep in mind, this is a 50-inch. Before we get into the inputs, let me explain something real quick. If you guys have an older television, like something that's 1080p from 10 years ago, all the inputs that you're used to are gone. They're not coming back because technology is moving forward. And unfortunately, if you used to hook it up to a TV like this, it's not going to look that great. In fact, VCRs has 240 lines of picture where this has 4,000. So taking that signal, putting it on this TV, it's going to stretch it out and look really blurry. So with that being said, you want to upgrade your cable box to 4K version. You want to upgrade your DirecTV to the 4K version. But what I do is I use streaming applications. Even though they're 1080p, they still look better because you're getting a native signal. So That's just something I just want to let you guys know before we go into this. On the back of this TV, you're going to find two USB 2.0s, one fiber optic, 4 HDMI 2.1s, a LAN connection, an external link, and a ATSC 3.0 tuner. Here's a little feedback about the inputs. At the price of these newer televisions, I think all the connections should have USB-C or even USB 3.0, where this TV has USB 2.0, so it's not going to allow those faster connection, especially if you're the type of person that's using MKV files or you want to get the best resolution out of it, just so you guys know. Now, another connection it has is an EX link, and that is a RS-232 port, and it can be used for two major things. One, a service guy is going to use it to calibrate the television and connect it to devices to see what's wrong with the television. The second thing you can use it for is presentation. So if you have the little clicker, you can plug into that port and download some software that Samsung has on their website, and then you can control the presentation slides. The third thing is the ATSC 3.0, which is going to allow you to use this new technology called Next Gen 3.0. And Next Gen is over-the-air 4K content, and it's available in a lot of areas. However, I live in San Diego, it's not here yet. So that's my little take on the inputs, and I hope that helps you guys out. Wow. What do you guys think about that picture test? Leave a comment below. Was it the dream picture that you expect to get out of something that performs at such a high level? Maybe, maybe not. It's not an OLED, I'll tell you that right now. However, you can see that it did have really good contrast level, and there's some flaws in the picture, which I'll show you guys a little bit later on in this video. Now, one thing I want to show you guys before we jump into seeing some of the tests I did is that this TV has a new technology where you can actually calibrate the picture with a smart device. Now, certain ones that can work, but I used the iPhone to set it up, and using the SmartThings application, let me show you guys what I was able to do with it. And this is how the smart calibration works. You see you have basic and you have professional mode. So if we press on basic, you can then move the phone to the screen and then press start. And what it's gonna do, it's gonna flicker, and it's gonna look for different colors to adjust the TV to the phone settings so it's calibrated at the end. And for some people like me, you might like the TV to be a little bit brighter, but that'd be completely up to you. So the first time I've seen this was on Apple TV, and now Samsung has adapted this technology. Not saying that they like to copy Apple, but now you can calibrate your television from your smart device. Now I will tell you, I use the newer iPhone. Your phone that you use, it is a list on Samsung's website, so not any of the older phones gonna work. You're gonna need something like a Z Flip or something newer, like the newer Galaxy S22 or something like that. So if you have a 10-year-old smartphone, it's not gonna work. Just being honest with you guys. And here's a look at the screen in professional mode, so you can get into some of these settings and definitely calibrate it at a higher level if you want to. But I will say that the basic worked fine, just to show you guys how the technology works. after playing some games on this television, I'm going to tell you it's going to be one of the best experiences that you have, and that's mainly due to some of the technology that's built into the set. First of all the inputs for HDMI are 2.1, so they will support 4K at 120 Hz, but they can go all the way up to 144 Hz if you're hooking it up to a PC or have the right connection, which is fantastic. I also did a few tests using the Xbox, and unlike the Sony, it was able to pick up everything completely automatic. It had auto low latency, variable refresh rate, and it had 4K and auto HDR automatically enabled. And you definitely can tell that Samsung's taking gaming very seriously when they built this television. In fact, you can actually adjust the input lag. Now granted, I only have a 60 Hz tester at this time, but I was able to get 22.9 milliseconds in fast mode. And once I switched over to faster mode, I was able to get 13.7. And at the fastest setting, I was able to get 9.3 milliseconds of input lag. The last thing I want to show you guys on this video is some of the color tests and contrast tests that I did. And like I said before, the TV is not flawless, but it's pretty close to being perfect as far as the overall experience I'm having so far. The first test I want to show you guys is this blooming test, and I will tell you, looking at the logos, I think it's doing a fairly good job considering. However, you do see a little bit of halo around some of the logos. And when it comes to the motion test, if you look at that very top line, there's a little bit of jagged edge at the very end of it. However, overall, it's pretty smooth. And again, this is not making any massive adjustments in the television. It's also doing a really good job on this uniformity test, and I don't see any vignetting around the corners, as you will see in lower end televisions. And here's a few contrast tests for you guys, and if you notice that you can almost pick up a little more shade in the white levels if you've been watching my latest videos. And here's some other ones that you can take a look at. There's a star field, and here's some dots that you can see the separation from the black levels to the white levels, and a few other ones for you guys, just so you can see that this TV does perform at a very high level. And even though it's a VA panel, in my opinion, it has really good viewing angles, and because it's mini LED, you don't see that backlight bleed coming through. You can see that it's a solid color no matter what side of the TV that I get on, which is really great to have, especially in a large room. I also want you guys to know that this TV has anti-glare, and here's some tests that I did. Once I turned on the light, you can see that the glare came in right away, and using a mini flashlight, again, you can see glare. So if you have a very bright room, there's no way to get rid of glare unless you get something with a matte finish like a projector or something like that, just so you guys know. This Q90B has so many features, and I didn't go over everything in this video because we didn't want to make it too long, but it has features like the Google Duo, so you can hook up a webcam to this and make conference calls. It also has features like the multi-view, so you can hook up your smartphone and have an app playing on the opposite side. It has screen sharing, so you can send your picture from your Android right over to it. It has Apple AirPlay. It runs off of Tizen 6.5, so you guys get the point. And if there's features that you want me to do a follow-up video, leave a comment below and I'll see what I can do. I'm techsteve. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you like it, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace!